Now, the vetting of President William Ruto's 22 cabinet nominees by the National Assembly have officially begun Monday at the Parliament buildings in Nairobi, with each candidate having been allocated an hour before the Committee on Appointments chaired by the National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula. Prime Cabinet Secretary nominee Mudavadi was the first to appear before the committee at 9 a.m., followed by the Attorney General nominee Justin Muturi. Defense CS nominee Duale was the third to be vetted, who acknowledged the existence of malpractices in the police force recruitment process, saying that if approved, he will work towards ending the menace that is sidelining a lot of potential soldiers and officers. Foreign Affairs CS nominee Alfred Mutua and Water CS nominee Alice Oome were also vetted. As Kennedy Kimani now reports, the exercise will go on until Saturday, with the exception of Thursday, when the country will be observing a holiday.
The National Assembly Committee of Appointments, chaired by Speaker Moses Wetangula, on Monday began vetting President William Ruto's 22 cabinet nominees at the Parliament buildings in Nairobi.
Article 124(4)(a) of the Constitution provides that when a House of Parliament considers an appointment for which its approval is required under the Constitution or an Act of Parliament, the appointment shall be considered by a committee of the relevant House. Additionally, the National Assembly Standing Order 2044 spells out the mandate of the Committee on Appointments, which is to consider for approval by the House appointments of the Cabinet Secretaries under Article 152(2) of the Constitution.
Prime Cabinet Secretary nominee Mudavadi was the first to appear before the committee at 9 a.m., followed by the Attorney General nominee Justin Muturi.
I want to state that on the question of debt, the country right now is facing a challenge of debt. And from 2015, for instance, I was very consistent to the Kenyan people during my political campaigns then, stating that we need to rationalize our borrowing, to be more prudent, so that the profile of our debt can have more concessionary funding. The portfolio should have more concessionary funding and limit the levels of commercial debt that we were incurring. We must borrow prudently so that the debt repayment process does not harm other activities of government.
Have you ever been adversely associated with practices that depict bias, favoritism, or nepotism in the discharge of your public duties? No, Mr. Chairman. Would you tell the committee your financial net worth?
Mr. Chairman, I've been a very modest public servant, and my net worth is currently estimated at just about 700 billion.
Defense CS nominee Duale was the third to be vetted, who acknowledged the existence of malpractices in the police force recruitment process, saying that if approved, he will work towards ending the menace that is sidelining a lot of potential soldiers and officers. Foreign Affairs CS nominee Alfred Mutua and Water CS nominee Alice Oome were also vetted.
Coming to the matter of Migingo in Uganda, there is already a government boundary committee which was set up, which is yet to give its final report. And along that line, the International Boundary Committee under the Office of the President, in terms of the executive order, is also dealing with the matter. And more so, there is an MOU between the Kenya Defense Forces and the Ugandan Defense Forces on a number of cooperation agreements. And I think that will also help in solving the matter.
The exercise will go on up to Saturday, with the exception of Thursday when the country will observe Mashujaa Day celebrations. Kennedy Kimani, Hope TV Newswatch, Nairobi.